Hello everybody, this is Altered Error here. Today I'm going to be doing a spy weapons tier list. First on the tier list we have the Big Earner. The Big Earner isn't really a bad weapon, but it's not particularly the best either, so I think I'm going to put it in... Because the speed boost and the cloaky afterkill is really useful, but I think I'm going to put it in C tier. Next we have the Ambassador. The Ambassador is basically an objective downgrade if you cannot aim. But if you can, it's almost an objective upgrade to the stock revolver. But then the stock revolver also, it has the ability to deal 21 damage from all ranges and 60 with ramp up. So I'm gonna put in A tier. The Cloak and Dagger. This is a pretty good weapon, but I'm gonna you run out of cloak really quickly while moving with the Latranger, so it makes it really bad for escapes if you've gotten into a bad situation. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. The Kunai. Okay, the Kunai, you start off with 70 health, so you literally just die by one shot to pretty much every single weapon in the game that isn't an auto fire. So, but once you get that backstab on any targets that aren't light classes, it's like instant S tier. But since you start off with 70 health, I'm gonna have to put an A tier. The Dead Ringer. So before all the nerfs and stuff it got, I'd say it'd be around be around A tier. Actually, you know what, it would be an S tier, but now that with all the nerfs it's gotten, it's not bad. It's still one of my personal favorites of the watches. But I think I'm gonna have to put it in B tier just because sometimes it can be kind of unreliable. So the Diamondback. I hate this thing, but I can't pretend it's not good. If you get a backstab or you sap a building, which is basically all that spy really does, you just get crits. So A tier. The Stock Invis Watch. This thing, I love it. It's S tier. But I know some people are going to be saying the Cloak and Dagger is just better, but for escapes, this is amazing. Grabbing health packs while invisible on certain maps pretty much makes it as good as the Cloak and Dagger. The Enforcer. This is the personal revolver that I use, and I really like it a lot. Personally, I think it's worse than the stock revolver, but the only downside it really has, besides no random crits with it, which isn't that bad and doesn't even actually matter on all servers, and 20% solar and firing speed, that's a tenth of a second. So yes, you lose it to the stock revolver, but is it really that bad? So I'm putting it A tier. The stock knife. I love this thing. It's amazing. It's so reliable. There's no downsides, and the only actual downside that it would have, if it had any, would be that there's no benefit after the backstab. The Latranger. I tend to use my revolver a lot, so the damage is probably worse to me than it is to most other people, but I'm not gonna lie. It is still A tier because of the passive abilities and that 15% cloak on it. It pairs really well with the Big Earner. And the Red Tape Recorder. Yeah, you know where this goes. if you have any objections, say them in the comments. But yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say. The stock revolver, I love this thing. 60 damage close range is enough with a ramp up to kill. I think it is 7 out of the 9 classes without overheal. And at long range, 21 damage isn't bad. It's really not. This Sapper, place it in A tier. Let's say, yeah, it's top of A tier. It's so reliable, and it does what you need it to do. Unlike this thing. This is disgusting. Anyway, the Sapper, good. The Spicicle. This bicycle is like the stock knife, but if flame particles hit you, you don't get a knife for like 15 seconds. And it gives you fire resistance and afterburn immunity, but it's B tier. The Your Eternal Reward. I like this weapon, but I'm not gonna lie, I hate the consuming. That one stat is just minus 33% cloak penalty, cloak drain rate, and that disguises consume an entire meter of your cloak. But the benefits are really good, so I'm gonna say B tier. And that concludes my spy weapons tier list. So if you have objections, the comment section exists. Yeah. So anyway, funny step, man.